Welcome back to My Hero Academia Anime Review, episode number 206. We're here reviewing the newest episode of the series. Excuse me. Where are you? There. No. There we go. Oh, no. Hang on. Okay, here we go. Which is basically episode 144, Infiltration, and the 426 chapter manga, which, unlike One Piece, which is taking a week off, this one is not. This one actually is going to release new chapters coming Sunday. Excuse me. Season 5. Yeah, okay, that's correct. So, this episode adapted from chapters 147 to 149. I did check how many chapters we adapted as of right now. If you're really curious, it is exactly, as of today, like, as this very episode, it is roughly about 75 chapters to be adapted out of, like, 82. So, here's what happens. Where they do kind of explain of how the heck we, kind of, after the recap, we kind of explain how certain people were split up. We put, after all the explanation for that, then we have where a funny moment where Bakuto calls Mariko the Rabbit Hero basically the Elmer Fudd moment, like wacky rabbit. I thought that was funny. And the thing is, she's like a few years older than he is. The thing is, very beautiful woman, despite the fact she's lost an arm and a leg. Yeah, she lost her arm and her leg, one of her legs, during her fight during the villain's rise during the big war arc that came before this one, which was the longest arc of the entire series. Yes, which surpassed the Overhaul arc. Yeah, Overhaul was basically, at the time, prior to the big arc we had last season, it was the longest arc of the entire manga and the show. Now it was the big war, and now we're in Final War, which is the third biggest. Probably, I think it's probably the second or third longest arc of the whole series. So, so after arguing for a bit, and of course, Eraserhead is informed that Deku is on the island where Ochaku, Froppy, and they do get explanation of the island that they're on, which I thought was so interesting. So. Yeah, and of course, Deku does inform them that he's there, and like he can't use Warp Go back because Phanthib is using the erase ability. He's copying that, and he only can copy. He can't stop that. Take him 10 seconds between, because that is running Tooroki confused his other abilities. So he has to get back to UA by his own power. Yes, and I'm like, okay. Why not just contact a freaking helicopter? Or have some flying superhero who's not busy pick him up. Like, have the police send a helicopter to get him. A fast one. Or something to get him. So, now the whole thing prior to this, like, Himiko Toga, the reason why she robbed him is like, Izuki, I want you to be my boyfriend. Because I want to become you. And Deku's like, what is wrong with you? Like, a boyfriend's let me go to a date with the park or hold hands with cream pie. Crimpy. Now, here's the thing. Now, in the manga, now we do see Ochaku reacting to this. In the manga, she's been embarrassed by this. Because the readers have known for the longest time she's basically has feelings for Deku. Deku is implied, Ochaku has been confirmed for the longest time. So, Froppy, like I'm stops by and basically tells him to leave and they'll handle Toga, no problem. And then he leaves. And of course, you have Ochaku follow up to the conversation they had during the previous big arc. Yes, which I do appreciate that they do that. And then Deku flies off. And then we cut to Camille Square, which is the place where All Might and All for One had their final battle. At the time, anyways. Also, a place that has a statue. So you have Dobby surrounding the hallway with his blue fire, and of course, basically, you see, during the course of the battle, he is falling apart. Like, my gosh, his skin is falling apart while him using his power. Because apparently, his power is too overwhelming for him. And this was evident when in the flashbacks, whenever he uses his power, he nearly burns his own skin off. Like, you see it where, like, they show this in the anime. They kind of do this a little quick in the manga, where we see that parts of his cheek are just falling off because the fire that he uses is burning his skin down to his bones. It's a bit graphic, but that's kind of how it's shown in the anime. And of course, well, Ingenium was going to chop it, but he's worried about his engines, which is fine. Shudo asked the obvious question that should be asked. Toya, what happened to you after the fire? Why couldn't we find you? And that lays the cliffhanger. The only thing that is concluded here is basically Ochaku, Froppy, and Deku versus Toka fight. That's the only thing that is concluded here. They continue 2 fights here, with the Shooter Flaming Psychers versus Dobby, and Pro Heroes and Trainees versus Tooroki. They do start one, which is the Okuto Island team versus Paramount Liberation Front. Yeah, that one started here. Oh, and they mentioned that Giant Maki is kept in captivity. Yeah, and this is an arc that's still going. They will get back to this arc for quite a while. I mean, this episode is basically the first portion of the arc is told in this particular. It's only told in 4 chapters. This whole battle between these 2 teams, and and there's roughly 2 more chapters left. We won't see a follow up to this until chapter 375. Yeah, as for Pro Heroes and Trainees versus Tooroki. This fight, let's see if I can find it here. Excuse me. This one, of course, takes a little bit of a break, but not very long one. They do come back this in episode 358, and it goes on from that point for at least for 9 straight chapters, we're officially wrapping up. Mm-hmm. As for the stuff with Shooter and Flame Psycho versus Dobby, this episode kind of continues that fight, and it's going to go into the very next episode. Yes. Yeah, and it's going to go on for a little while, but this actually is the fight we're going to continue. This is the only one of the fights that are in this episode that we're going to continue the very next episode. Now, there's mention here about basically Endeavor, Hawks, and was All for One. That was kind of started last episode, and we'll get back to it from what I can tell by the episodes here, by the chapters. My guess is not until after they finish up, basically get back to with the whole thing with Dobby. Yes. And if you're curious, so is any fight included like the very next episode? No. Nope. How about 147, which is basically the episode they just released? There is our fight started, yes. Oh, they mentioned there's a fight at a stadium, yes, but there's nothing here concluded in this episode. Not really, no. Yeah. But yeah. But that's pretty much it to talk about the episode. It's really good. And, well, now moving on to chapter 426. The Hellish Tooroki Family Final. Which means this is the final part of their story, per se. We see Endeavor, his wife, and his kids. Well, the ones that are not Dobby. You see his daughter. So apparently, it looks like everyone's got burns in their faces, probably because Dabe did that to him because they're all hugging him. So, oh, couldn't come, of course. Yeah. So, Shudo's mom has got a burn mark on her face, probably from her oldest son. We're not here of sensitivity, right? He goes speak for a few minutes a day. Yeah. So, and the reason why he's in this contraption is because the guy is falling apart, and this thing is the only thing keeping him together. So much as that the Toya is now facing. The gang's all here. Ain't some damn tourist attraction. Toya. Well, his sister, basically. Where your tail comes next, Toya. I'm retiring from hero work. That was always my plan once this war was over. And now, I can't stand even on my own. Endeavor the hero is dead and burned away. Your flames were fierce any of our faced. Is that so? My condolences. Try to play nice. Now that's all about it, you freaking coward. Fair point. You know me too well, Toya. You kept a close eye on me after all. You ever wanted me to watch you, and I never did. Having you for a father. Who could say the fact my hellfire flame is burning inside of you? I watched the video denouncing me every day. Every single day. From now on, I'll come here every single day to talk to you. Talk with you. I realize it's far too late, but let's talk. And of course, it's a hard, like, Rail, Natsu, Fomi, let's talk. Using that time that should have made we show up together. If you hate me, so be it. Speak your mind. Lay it to me, let me have it. Toya, I want to talk too, there's much I want to say. Then you return tomorrow. One last thing, if it's okay. I have a question. Toya, what's your favorite food? Like to read Slimmy. Come back tomorrow. Soba. Same here. Well, of course, basically, you asked him that. I'm like, yeah, that's a pretty reasonable thing to ask. Good on you, Shudo, for doing that. And you like looking back at the battle. Yeah, and all like I think his sister's got like burn mark on her face. His mom's got like a scar across her face. His brother's got little burn marks on his cheeks. And I'm sure they're probably gonna heal. I'm sure that in the case of Dabi, I mean, sure he hates his father, which is obvious. I don't think he hates his mother or his sister or for Shudo, I don't think he downright hates him per se. What's up in the manga or the anime. I don't think he hates or resents him. I think he was jealous of the fact Shudo got a lot more attention. But, yeah. But now all the Tooroki families got scars on their faces. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's also mentioned that, here that his sister has quit her job as a teacher. Because she got burn marks on her face? And his second son is like, listen, I'm done. Sorry, but I'm thinking how I feel, and I don't want anything to do with you. Right. My girlfriend and I are getting hitched. No wedding, though, and you will get a chance to meet her. I'm sorry, but I understand. Oh, Yumi? Quit your job, right? I did, but the one of my students said she found me a new job. I can find support. Honestly, we've taken responsibility. Punishment has been doled out enough. I make amends, apologize for my sins the rest of my life. Whether you realize it or not, see or not, I'll shield you kids from the fury fallout to the best of my ability. If there's a reason I survive, that's gotta be it. Sounds like hell. Yeah. It has been taken. It has been since I took up on his offer to Tango. I know if you were badass. Here you are. Are you headed back to school, Shudo? Yep. Then hop in. You too, sis. Thanks. Father. I'll be okay. Because my classmates will be there for me. And because I'll become the man I want to be. And we see that his estranged wife basically is pulling his stroller. You done already? How'd it go? And Bird's like, I'm hungry. You got people watching you. You get messages from Hawks. Huh? They told you free to go. You want to get okay here? Not yet, I said. The outside world is still a scary place, I imagine. If I get exploited again, I can't history myself. Oof, I was really helping do some stuff. That day, Zuka Midoriya demonstrated something to the world. How should I reveal it? How things change? I'm not leaving until all pans out. In the meantime, I'm dining at taxpayers' expense. Talk about a villain. And of course, gentle reunite with him. Your contribution to acknowledge. Don't let your door hinder out. Because we're suspending. We're suspiciously awesome. Yep. And then looks like Hawks gets a call. Hello, Mr. Moria. And then we see Spinner in the hospital. In Jakku Hospital places. Kalak. Did he just die? Don't know. But really good chapter. I cannot wait for the next chapter, which is going to air next week. I'm like, wow. I am definitely looking forward to that. I mean, all I have to do is just wait just a few days, and basically, yeah. Very interesting chapter. I think in the case of calling it, like, as for Dev retiring, yeah, that's a pretty reasonable thing to do, which means that him retiring, we're going to have a new hero count again. Yeah, who's going to be rated number 1? I'm guessing it's probably going to be, well, given the fact a lot of the heroes basically, now, I'm sure the reputation of the heroes probably can be slowly improving, but as for who's rated number 1, well, since he's retiring, who's number 1? Well, Hawks may not be because the fact that they may not recognize number 1 because he's the son of a serial killer. Not sure how they can change the ratings here because Endeavor, prior to All Might's retirement at the Hideout Radar, Endeavor was number 2 for the longest time. And then when he retired, when All Might retired, and before it was excuse me, and before Endeavor was announced as he's new number 1. Excuse me. Here's the thing. The readers was very predictable, both with readers of the manga and watchers the anime, that he was going to be number 1. It was so obvious that he was going to be it. Now, surprisingly, Deku was not in this chapter. It was all about the Tooroki family. Fine. Maybe go back to Deku next chapter. Hopefully. But this arc doesn't have a name yet, and we're only like 2 chapters in. And this is the first new technical release in 3 weeks. Yes. But as of now, I am all caught up my anime. You know what that means? Kamen 4Z is next. Yep, I'll see you in the next video for that one. So please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do not hit the dislike button. As I said, Kamen 4Z is next. Okay, next video. Bye.